SugarlandExterminating.com for more information.
Sugarland Exterminating. Pest-free environment we're creating. Spiders, roaches, rats, and mice. Those awful termites are not so nice. Get rid of all your pests right now. Call Sugarland Exterminating.
Termites, they're here. They're invasive. They can destroy your home if left untreated. Sugarland Exterminating has been in business for over 50 years, and they have the experience to effectively treat termites. Call 367-1414 or visit SugarlandExterminating.com.
And that has been your Expert Minute, brought to you by Sugarland Exterminating.
Live from Upper Lafayette, this is ESPN 1037 KLWB Carencro Lafayette, KLCJ-FM Oak Grove Lake Charles 1041, a Delta Media station.
This game isn't fun. This game is a war.
It's time for the 2-minute drill.
Hurry it up, hurry it up, hurry it up.
Powered by B1 Bank. Visit b1bank.com to find a location near you.
Come on, let's go, you guys. Get in here, we gotta go fast now.
The Houston Astros return to play tonight at home for the Lone Star Series with the Texas Rangers. The Rangers currently lead the Astros in the AL West by 1 game heading into tonight's matchup. On the mound, it'll be Nathan Eovaldi for Texas taking on Hunter Brown for Houston. First pitch is at 7:15 tonight, and you can listen to it right here on ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles. Around the AL West tonight, the Milwaukee Brewers will visit the Los Angeles Angels at 8:30. The Detroit Tigers will be in Sacramento to face the A's at 8:40. And in the nightcap, the Seattle Mariners will host the Minnesota Twins at 9:10 tonight. The New Orleans Saints and wide receiver Chris Olave have come to terms on a contract extension for the veteran wide receiver. The extension is for 4 years and worth $132 million with $90 million guaranteed to Olave. This new deal is the largest contract ever given to a receiver in Saints history, beating out Michael Thomas's contract in 2019 by $32 million, and it makes Olave the 6th highest paid receiver in the NFL. In the Rocket Classic, Peter Malnati finished atop the leaderboards yesterday at 9 under, followed by Ricky Fowler and Ryan Gerard tied for second at 7 under. Top 3 will all tee off today after 11 a.m. this morning for Day 2 of the Rocket Classic. The San Francisco 49ers are reuniting with former franchise star wide receiver Deebo Samuel on a 1-year, $7 million deal to bring the former second-rounder back to the Bay Area. I'm Blake Purser, and you're listening to ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, your home for the LSU Tigers and the Houston Astros.
The 2-minute drill has been powered by B1 Bank. Visit b1bank.com to find a location near you. This is ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station. This is 2 hours of sports talk like none other. Footnotes with the man who speaks his own language.
Me fail English? That's impossible.
Your host, Kevin Foote.
Welcome back to Oriental Footnotes. You're listening to ESPN 1037 Lafayette, 1041 Lake Charles. You can give us a call on the ESPN hotline in about 15 minutes, 706-0111. And throughout the whole second hour, it'll be available as we broadcast live from the Bill and Hebert studios in Upper Lafayette. Bill and Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers. It just feels, I got to tell you, I've got some nerves going into this weekend. The Astros in late May were 11 games under 500. And I don't even know if it's true, but I heard someone say that since May the 20th, that the Astros have the best record in baseball. That sounds a little hard to believe, but they're probably pretty close. Again, they played 11 games over in that stretch because they were 11 games under. Now they're 500. And that's what? 2 months. A little over 2 months. And so it's been such a struggle because they got off to such a bad start and they have so many issues.
The Dodgers have the best record since May 20th.
That's what I would think.
So it's Dodgers, Brewers, Red Sox, and then the Astros. The Astros are 35-25 since then. Since May 20th, right?
When I heard that, I'm like, that can't be true. Anyway, they're not far away.
No, not at all.
And so they've done really well in a lot of ways since then against really rough odds. I mean, again, it's hard when you don't have a major league outfield, and it's hard when you can't count to 3. But it feels like you're playing the Rangers. Pretty sure this is the last time that they played the Rangers all season. Like, we're going to be in August tomorrow and the next day, but at the very beginning of August, the team that you're chasing, you're not going to play them again the rest of the season. And so it's like you just can't get swept here. Like right now, the Astros are a half a game out of first. Keep hearing that we're 1, but they're actually a half a game out of first. Okay. And so as long as they win, even if they just win 1 game and the Rangers win the series, you go into Monday, at worst, you're a game and a half out. That's not a huge. That's okay. What you can't do is get swept by this team, and then now you're 3.5. Now you feel like you got a whole other. You just climbed the mountain, but if you get swept, now you got this pretty big hill to overcome again. And it's not like you can't overcome 3.5 games in early August. I get that, but like, man, they just climbed the mountain. It's like, let's not.
Enjoy the view a little bit.
Yeah. Let's not get swept and go back. One of the things that the Astros have a bad habit of doing is when they come off of an encouraging road trip, they lose that first home game. Normally it's on a Monday. This one happens to be in midweek going into. They have a bad habit of playing really bad in that first game back home after an encouraging road trip. They've done that a lot this year, and so. They need to really. It's a scary. I kind of have like butterflies. Like it seems like tonight's game seems like the biggest game of the season.
I feel like I've heard you say that multiple times this year.
But it just has that almost playoff feel. Like you're playing the team that you're ahead of. You're playing your biggest rival. They're pitching Uvalde. You're pitching Hunter Brown, and if you lose that game. I mean, I know it's just 1 out of 162, but man, then now you don't even know who you're pitching on Sunday, and on Saturday you're pitching Blanco, who, it's only his 3rd start back. You don't really know what you're going to get out of him. He's given up too many home runs so far, so we'll see how that goes. But man, it's just such. And on the back of all of that. You've got all this trade deadline business that you're hoping to get involved with at some level. And so, I mean, I don't know. It's a huge weekend. I mean, so much of what, after this huge climb to get back to 500, be a half a game out of first place. I mean, it could be very different. There's a good feel right now. But it could be very different if they don't win a game this weekend and they don't make a trade. Like Monday and Tuesday could be really depressing or it could be really triumphant. I mean, it's like a huge difference in just a few days after this long struggle. Every day it's just been like it's been a rough season. Not a lot of pretty stuff happening, but they've done a good job of maintaining. They're back to 500. We'll see if they can maintain. I don't need a great weekend, although a great weekend would be tremendous. I just need to at least win 1 game and at least make 1 or 2 trades that can help the team, and I'll be okay. All right. So it is Friday. We've got a poll question, a foodie poll question of the week, and I've heard what it is, and it seems like it's one of those that there could be a lot of people on both sides of the fence here in this one. Is that the case?
Well, you would think, but the voting surely isn't saying that. I thought it would be a tighter battle than it is, but it's kind of a one-horse race right now.
Wow. See, I'm, obviously I've eaten a ton of grilled cheese sandwiches in my life, and I've eaten a ton of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I pretty regularly eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich as dessert. Have you ever done that? That's like a dessert for me.
Yeah, I guess I have, just not really thinking of it as a dessert, but going I just want something sweet after dinner, but like not considering it an actual dessert.
It's a dessert.
I mean, it's sweet and savory. Yeah, I can see that.
I am not like y'all. Some of y'all think I hate cheese. I don't. I just, like I say, I'm not a slave to cheese, like something like everybody in my family is. You got to have cheese on everything. Like, you want cheese on your burger? Absolutely not. But anyway, I don't dislike cheese. I very much enjoy grilled cheese sandwich but cheese does, as I said, cheese does not play well with others. So cheese by itself, it's like, do you want Allen Iverson to play in a 1-on-1 game, or do you want to play him with 4 teammates? Like by himself, grilled cheese by itself. I love grilled cheese. Peanut butter's kind of like that. Like, I love peanut butter and jelly, but I like peanut butter, but I don't love peanut butter. Like, some people love peanut butter. I don't love peanut butter. I like it. I don't eat it all the time. I'll eat a Reese's, but it's not my favorite candy. Much prefer coconut to peanut butter. And so it's just kind of, some days, if you gave me an option, I'd probably choose peanut butter and jelly. Some days I'd probably choose grilled cheese. They're different. In other words, I would never eat grilled cheese as a dessert, but to me, peanut butter and jelly is dessert. It just depends if you want sweet or not. So I could go either way. I was going to lean towards grilled cheese, to tell you the truth. But, since peanut butter and jelly seems to be getting disrespected by our listeners, I guess I might have to vote peanut butter and jelly, because I could just as easily have voted it anyway. And, but no, it's a good question. I like both of them. And so I could go either way, but I guess because so many people are going on one hand and not the other, we'll do PB and J. And again, I like both of them a lot. All right, let's do this. Let's take a timeout. When we come back, I have an issue that didn't get addressed yesterday on the show, just because it wasn't on the top of my mind or anywhere near it. But there's a lot of things that I've heard that I don't necessarily agree with. So we'll address that issue next after this timeout. Stay tuned.
This is Footnotes, live on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Wrote the NFL record books and helped lead the New Orleans Saints to a Super Bowl victory. Now number 9 will slip on the gold jacket, have his bronze bust revealed, and be immortalized in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. RP3, D-Lo, and Mesh will be there live in Canton, Ohio to witness it all with a live 3-hour special. Tune in a week from today, Friday, August the 7th, from noon to 3 for the Gold Standard, presented by Bill and Abear, Acadiana's hometown lawyers, right here, ESPN 103.7 Lafayette, 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
From Tiger Stadium to the Texas state line, ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles is your home for live and local sports talk in Southwest Louisiana. We're your official home for the LSU Tigers and Houston Astros. ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles also tackles the latest involving the Louisiana Raging Cajuns, McNeese Cowboys, and New Orleans Saints. So keep it locked right here. ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Hi, I'm Nancy Landry. No matter what part of our great state you call home, Louisiana's elections are an important part of who we are. In 2026, closed party primaries will change how some of those elections happen, so you'll want to know what to do. Keeping your registration current ensures you'll get the right party-based ballot. Remember, this change only applies to certain offices. To learn more, visit govote.com or download the GoVote app.
Paid for by the Louisiana Secretary of State's office.
Every weeknight, MeTV has your laugh therapy.
To chase away the blues or the olive drabs.
With 2 hours of MASH at 5.
This guy's ankle has tickled my funny bone.
Followed by the Andy Griffith Show at 7.
Doggone it, Otis. You're supposed to be hugging me when I'm arresting you.
But he likes you, Barney.
Weeknights on MeTV.
Watch MeTV Acadiana on KLWB, over the air on Channel 50.1. Check your local cable listings for the channel in your area.
Attention, this is a public notice from Citizens Disability. If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, you may be eligible for disability benefits from Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right if you suffer from physical and mental disability. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied, Citizens Disability can help. You'll be given an advocate who will evaluate your situation, handle your application, and deal with Social Security. Best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. We only get paid if you win your case. There are a number of conditions that could make you eligible for disability benefits, many of them you may not be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call Citizens Disability today to get started with your free, no-obligation consultation. 800-431-9667. 800-431-9667. 800-431-9667. That's 800-431-9667.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the LHSAA and the Louisiana High School Athletic Directors Association.
You're listening to ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station. Your home for the Houston Astros.
Welcome back to Footnotes. If you would like to give us a call on the ESPN hotline, feel free, 706-0111. In the next segment, we're going to be reuniting with our old friend, Mr. Tom Hafer, and in Lake Charles, get a little caught up with the McNeese Cowboys, Southland Conference. We talked about the Sun Belt and the SEC a lot through the coverage of those picture days. We kind of slipped through the radar a little bit, and so we'll get caught up on McNeese football and the Southland Conference as we go into next week when college programs all across the country start practicing. All right. So I did not, the whole idea that Batman is not playing for the Saints, that was pretty obvious, during last season when they played the Jets at home in the farewell. So it's like I've already moved on. But I understand, I guess, they officially made it. I mean, it's like the worst kept secret in the world kind of thing. And so I've already moved on. I'm focusing on this season right now. But a lot of other people had a lot of things to say about Batman and his time in New Orleans. First of all, love the guy. I think he's just, I use the term a lot, football player. I mean, you could argue he's the best football. When he was healthy, he was the best football player in the whole NFL. Like, he was a football player. I mean, that guy was impressive. Loved the guy. There are some people. I have a friend who's a high school coach who has been, once Breeze retired, it was like, play him at quarterback. The kind of in high school, you put your best athlete at quarterback and you run him. That works a lot. And he was like, do it. But I think most of us realize that he's not a full-fledged quarterback, although I think he had a chance to be better than some people give him credit for as a quarterback. But couple things that I've heard a lot said yesterday, and really for before that, but a lot of people talked about it yesterday because of the finality of it, that I don't know that I totally agree with. And one of them is that he's washed up. Now, is it possible that he is? Certainly, because he's getting up in age. I think what we saw last year could easily be misinterpreted. I said it all of last year since he got hurt. There are a lot of players, especially at his age, that get a major knee injury and the next season they're just not the same. But the season after that, they kind of are the same. Like, how many of us thought that Kirk Cousins was and we're talking about an immobile quarterback who plays in the pocket. I gave this example last season. Kirk Cousins blew out his knee. The next year, he was awful. And he's not even athletic. He's a pocket passer who never runs. And even though he wasn't a runner at all, just major knee injuries, they just mess with you. And so you're talking about Batman who running like crazy, hitting people like crazy. And so it would, if he goes to the Broncos or wherever, I mean, and again, he may retire. I said this last season. If he wants to retire, have a great life. I mean, what a big impact he had, all of that. I have nothing but good things to say about him. Loved him. But I will not be surprised at all. I think everyone is totally convinced that he's washed up. A lot of guys are not the same the first year after a major knee injury, and the next year they get better. Now, that's point number one. Point number two, he was with a new team. I mean, not a new team, but a new coaching staff, a new offense. The offensive line was still miserable. Miserable once McCoy got hurt. And he wasn't even playing then. By the time he started playing again, the offensive line, especially up the middle, was just dreadful. And the Beeve didn't really know what to do with him. And so, to judge him on last season, to say that he's washed up, I think I will not be surprised at all if he does end up playing with someone else and plays well. I will not. I think the fact that too much has been made of how little he did last season because of the circumstances I've said. All right, the other thing that I keep hearing over and over again, it is true that Casper, quote unquote, discovered him. It is true that Casper kind of, what he became was, Casper's brainchild or whatever. No question. I give him full credit for that. But there's a popular theory out there that I disagree with, that Casper knew how to use him. And after Casper left, the other coaches, other coordinators, whether it was Pete Carmichael and Dennis Allen and then, Kubiak, that they didn't know how to use him. I think he was used better after Casper left than when Casper was there. And I'll tell you why in a second. But for now, let us go to the ESPN hotline. Hello.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Somebody had to prove they were Mickey Loomis. Are you happy? Are you happy this morning, Kevin?
About what?
About overpaying a wide receiver. We haven't been through this before, okay? $90 million guaranteed and $132 million. You just got out of cap hell, and now here comes general manager proving that he is Mickey Loomis is still running things, and he's got to do a real Mickey Loomis move. How stupid! I'll never be able to like Chris Olave. I'll never be able to like him because Mickey Loomis is going to prove that he's going to overpay for that guy, whether he's drafting him or whether he's re-signing him to another contract. The whole rest of the wide receiving room, hey, don't worry. You ain't there, guys. I don't even see you. I see one guy. He's worth $132 million, $90 million guaranteed. No matter if he goes out with a career-ending concussion in week 1 of this year, we're going to pay him $90 million. This is why Mickey Loomis has to go. He's got to get out. They got to get rid of him. He's got to go.
All right. Well, I disagree, but thanks for the call. No, look. Look. The comparison that gets made all the time is Drake London. I could easily argue that Chris Olave is better than Drake London. Now, you might like Drake London better. If you go back and look at the stats, Olave's probably a little better, but they're very similar. Drake London is making $35 million a year. Mickey did good. Like, Drake London's making $35 million a year. Olave's making, 33 with this deal. There's nothing out of line about that. DK Metcalf's making 33. Garrett Wilson's making 32.5. That's what Chris Olave is. He's in that category. I mean, the option is, okay, I don't want this 1,000-yard receiver on my team. Okay, get rid of him. If he doesn't sign him, I mean, no, it is. I mean, the Mixer did what he had to do. I have no issues with the Chris Olave signing. I thought they got him for a little less than a guy he's better than, probably. And so it was, I think it's, yeah, I had no issues. I expected it. I was never worried. I knew the Mixer would get it done. I know you got to ask about Olave signing. I mean, I was never worried. I mean, I knew the Mixer would get it done. The Mixer's been on a 2-year absolute roll now that he's got somebody who could finally figure out how to draft and what talent looks like. He's been on an absolute roll, and no, there's no reason to be upset about the Chris Olave trade. All right, let us head back out to the ESPN hotline. Hello.
Hey, how's it going this morning?
Hello, sir.
Hey, so, I mean, I don't know. Olave, maybe they paid a hair more for him, but you're going to pay money for your best players. Like, that's just the way the NFL is. You got to pay money for your good players. That's it. I mean, would I like to see his annual salary, a couple million less? Yeah, but that's not going to make or break anything when you get down to it. It's just not.
No, but I mean, again, how much less than a guy he's equal to or better than do you want him to make? That's just how that stuff works. When you play the same position and you have guys there who are on the same plane, you can't expect him to be considerably less. I mean, why would he take that deal?
Exactly. It's just not going to happen. You got to pay to keep your best players. He's young. He's productive. Maybe it works out, and it probably will. Maybe it doesn't, but that's just what you have to do to keep your good players.
Right.
It's not that complicated, really.
Right. No, it's not.
But
it was a no-brainer.
Real quick, Dawson mentioned something the other day about the PGA doing a broadcast where they weren't going to have announcers. And do you remember it was probably in the late 70s, because I was a kid. It was probably late 70s, early 80s. The NFL did that for one game.
Yes.
I believe it was on CBS, and I think it was the Jets. Do you remember? They did a game where there was no announcers. They just put.
It might have been the Jets. The Jets with AFC back then. That would have been NBC. I do definitely remember it. I'm not positive on the teams. I don't think it went over that well. Now I got to tell you, I do that myself a lot. Like, well, I'll turn the sound off if they get aggravated, and I'll just watch the game. And so, I've kind of done that. But yeah, I do. I definitely remember that. Yes.
Okay, good. Because I was halfway thinking, did I just make that up? But I don't think I did. I remember watching that as a kid, and it was weird. And they only did it one time that I know of, just that one game. I don't think they ever did it again. But anyway. Just something that popped up in my mind. Good talking to you.
All right, I appreciate the call. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
All right. So, no, I mean, we were going to get to the Olave thing. I didn't think the Olave thing was a big deal. I mean, I expected it. Again, I knew the mixture would come through and get that done. Olave didn't seem all worried about it. When they asked the mixer in press conferences, he didn't seem all that worried about it. He got a little bit less than Drake London, who he's probably done a little more than. And so it's all good. By the way, I'm filling in. It was the Jets Dolphins in 1980. Is what Kyle was talking about, and so yeah, I remember it. I feel like I watched a little bit of it. I was my freshman year in high school, and it was it was okay. It was just something that they did. But before we go to our next time out, we might get into this a little more later. But I thought Casper introduced the whole Batman Swiss Army knife thing, but I thought he was way utilized better after Casper left. And what I mean by that is, if you total his rushes and his receptions, like in 19, he had a total of 46 when you add his rushes and his receptions. Now, I don't think he ever threw the ball enough, no matter who the coach was. Now, I'm excluding, like, when he played quarterback, obviously he threw the ball. I'm not talking about when he played quarterback. I'm talking about when he was a running back or a tight end or an H-back or whatever. I don't think any of them threw him enough at all. So, not counting the times he was a passer. In 19, as I said, he had 46 total, 27 rushes, 19 receptions. In 20, it got up to 95, but he only caught 8 passes and ran it 87 times. But that was because a lot of those runs, he was playing quarterback that year, so that's even deceiving. That wasn't a curveball, him doing that. In 21, same thing, 74. He threw 134 passes that year, but he was playing quarterback. And he still only had 74 total rushing and receiving. In 22, after Casper left, it jumped to 105. He caught 9 passes and ran it 96 times. In 23, it got up to 114. He caught 33 passes and ran it 81 times. I would say in 23 was the year that he was utilized the best. Now, again, it might say it's a little unfair because 2 of those years he played a lot of quarterback under Casper in 2020 and 21. But even then, they weren't throwing to him like they should have been, and they weren't running him as creatively. I think 23 was when he was utilized the best. In 24, under Kubiak, he had 23, and he only played 8 games. He had 23 receptions and 39 rushes. And that was in 8 games. If you double that, it would have been 124. So I think Batman was utilized better after Casper left than he did. Now he introduced it, but I don't. This idea that he knew how to utilize him. No, I don't. He never threw the ball to Batman enough. Casper when he was here. That didn't happen until after Casper left. And none of them, other than the time that he played quarterback, which doesn't count in this discussion, none of them threw him. He didn't throw the ball nearly enough for any of them. But at least after Casper left, they actually threw him the ball. So I think that's a myth that Casper knew how to utilize him and the other coaches didn't. I very much disagree with that. All right. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back.
This is Footnotes, live on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
This game isn't fun. This game is a war.
It's time for the 2-minute drill.
Hurry it up, hurry it up, hurry it up.
Powered by B1 Bank. Visit B1Bank.com to find a location near you.
Come on, let's go, you guys. Get in here, we gotta go fast now.
The Houston Astros return to play tonight at home for the Lone Star Series with the Texas Rangers. The Rangers currently lead the Astros in the AL West by 1 game heading into tonight's matchup. On the mound, it'll be Nathan Eovaldi for Texas taking on Hunter Brown for Houston. First pitch is at 7:15 tonight, and you can listen to it right here on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles. Around the AL West tonight, the Milwaukee Brewers will visit the Los Angeles Angels at 8:30. The Detroit Tigers will be in Sacramento to face the A's at 8:40. And in the nightcap, the Seattle Mariners will host the Minnesota Twins at 9:10 tonight. The New Orleans Saints and wide receiver Chris Olave have come to terms on a contract extension for the veteran wide receiver. The extension is for 4 years and worth $132 million with $90 million guaranteed to Olave. This new deal is the largest contract ever given to a receiver in Saints history, beating out Michael Thomas's contract in 2019 by $32 million, and it makes Olave the 6th highest paid receiver in the NFL. In the Rocket Classic, Peter Malnati finished atop the leaderboards yesterday at 9 under, followed by Ricky Fowler and Ryan Gerard tied for second at 7 under. The top 3 will all tee off today after 11 a.m. this morning for day 2 of the Rocket Classic. The San Francisco 49ers are reuniting with former franchise star wide receiver Deebo Samuel on a 1-year, $7 million deal to bring the former second-rounder back to the Bay Area. I'm Blake Purser, and you're listening to ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles. Your home for the LSU Tigers and the Houston Astros.
The 2-minute drill has been powered by B1 Bank. Visit B1Bank.com to find a location near you. Drew Brees set a new standard for quarterback play, and now the Saints legend will be immortalized in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. RP3, D'Lo, and Mesh will be there for this historic occasion with a special 3-hour live broadcast from Canton, Ohio. Tune in Friday, August 7th for the Gold Standard. Presented by Beal and Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers. Right here on ESPN, 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles. Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
The heart of Acadiana is its local businesses, the people, families, and companies that help our communities thrive. Here's a message from a proud certified South Louisiana business.
Candyland Cottage is the place to satisfy all your cravings. Find delicious ice creams, fresh fudges, truffles, hot dogs, sausage po' boys, Frito pies, and homemade shakes. Visit us in Scott and Rain for a sweet treat. Plan your next birthday party or field trip at Candyland Cottage.
Shop local, support local. Certified South Louisiana. August 15th is the date for the 12th annual Fête du Teche boat procession down the Bayou Teche. The day begins with Mass en Francais with Bishop Desatel at 8 a.m. at St. Leo's Church in Leonville. The boats then depart for a Eucharistic boat procession ending in St. Martinville. Register your boat today or find out more information at fêtedudeteche.org or by liking their Facebook page. Don't miss the 12th annual Fête du Teche, Saturday, August 15th.
Hi, I'm Nancy Landry. No matter what part of our great state you call home, Louisiana's elections are an important part of who we are. In 2026, closed party primaries will change how some of those elections happen, so you'll want to know what to do. Keeping your registration current ensures you'll get the right party-based ballot. Remember, this change only applies to certain offices. To learn more, visit govote.com or download the GoVote app.
Paid for by the Louisiana Secretary of State's office.
MeTV is America's #1 classic entertainment television network. And here's one of the reasons everybody loves MeTV.
Oh, it's a classic.
The great comedy lineup on weeknights.
This will be fun. Come on.
With MASH.
Loaded with snappy comebacks.
The Andy Griffith Show.
I was just funning with Barney.
And Everybody Loves Raymond.
Now we got a show.
Watch Meet TV Acadiana on KLWB, over the air on channel 50.1. Check your local cable listings for the channel in your area.
Many medicines used to treat colds and flu contain acetaminophen, a pain reliever and fever reducer found in hundreds of over-the-counter and prescription medicines. But taking too much or more than one medication containing acetaminophen per day can damage your liver. So always read the label and don't take acetaminophen if you drink 3 or more alcoholic drinks every day. To learn more, visit fda.gov/OTC pain info. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Food and Drug Administration.
You're listening to ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles. Your home for the best local sports talk in Southwest Louisiana.
Welcome back to Footnotes. All right, time to get reacquainted with an old friend, Mr. Tom Hafer. How are you, sir?
Oh, doing great, Kevin. Good to be back with you.
All right, so you're a wise old gentleman and lived in South Louisiana long enough. How have you handled battling the heat this summer?
It's funny, not very well. It's the correct answer. But I just left practice, McNeese practicing this morning, and I was thinking back to my time doing two-a-days in high school football in August, and how awful and miserable I felt like that was. But that was Illinois, you know.
Yeah.
And nothing like what we got here and what those guys are going through right now as we speak. So I felt sorry for myself, and then I kind of figured maybe I didn't have it so miserable as I thought.
Well, the difference is now they realize how important it is to drink water. 50, 60 years ago, them coaches in high school didn't even think that water was, they thought it would cramp you up, and they gave you the salt pills. I don't know how more kids didn't die back then in this time of the year.
Oh, yeah, they looked down at you like you were, a wuss or something if
Yeah.
you drank water.
It's crazy. But, all right, so I wanted to get, we talked about the SEC and the Sun Belt and the media days and covered it and all. And the Southland Conference had their media poll and a media day. And McNeese was, picked fifth? Like, what did you think of that? And what were your impressions of anything that you heard from that?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I expected. And I don't think it's an unfair ranking. But it's also kind of amusing that the people who voted, I mean, it basically just took the standings from last year and repeated it. And,
yeah.
And honestly, that's not a bad way to look at things because the two top teams, SFA and Southeastern, kind of have to have Lamar in that as well because they were also in the playoffs and had a really good year. They have currently long-standing coaches, especially Southeastern and SFA, who've been there for a while, have really established programs, have established continuity, and they're well supported financially, et cetera, et cetera. So to look at those guys and pick them up at the top is not unwise, just based on recent history. Now, there's some wild cards in there. The two other teams that have had long-time good records and good success were, until last year, Nichols and Incarnate Word. And so they're really wild cards this year. They had new coaches over the last couple of years, and that kind of ended that continuity that they had. And neither was as good as I think people expected last year. Now, Nichols was much better in the second half of the season, so they may have righted the ship. But Incarnate Word was a disappointment, and really they have dominated the quarterback position so much over the last 7-8 years in the league, and they didn't last year. They did not go out and get that quarterback that led them to success. I would look at McNeese as a bit of a wild card as well. Second year of the return of Coach Viator, same two coordinators, a lot of continuity, a lot more stability now. And very, very good recruiting, particularly at the high school level. And I feel like McNeese has righted the ship, and they have a chance to be, near the top and potentially contending for a playoff team. UTRGV is another wild card team. They were really good last year, although they had a weak schedule, and then they lost a really good quarterback. And so many teams are trying to replace quarterbacks, and that is such a big wild card, and we'll see how all of that shakes up. It's really tough to say.
I remember if I'm remembering correctly from Sunbelt Media Days, the defensive coordinator from Stephen F. went to Georgia Southern, and so while the head coach is there, sometimes you lose a coordinator, it can impact a team.
Yeah, it can, and if I'm not mistaken, some guys went with him, if I do remember that correctly. So yeah, it's and the portal. The portal changes everything as far as just stability and continuity. Who's going to be good, and so there's a lot to shake out.
So, what do you think the things? Give me 2 or 3 things that you think that the Coach Viator and his staff have got to get figured out or find solutions for when they get to camp and start practicing next week through the month of August.
Yeah, the biggest issue that they have is the offensive line, which was very thin last year. They didn't play badly at all times, but there was not enough depth, and some of those guys played way too many snaps, and they wore down in ball games and over the course of the season they wore down. So they have guys back who were injured last year. There was a nice article by Jim Gazzolo this week about Elijah Melendez, a guy who is getting a 6th year. He had a knee injury 2 years ago and missed the remainder of the season, then missed last year with a serious health issue, cancer, and appears to have whipped that and is back ready to go. And there were some other guys that are coming back as well, and guys that they held out as redshirts. So they're going to be much, much deeper this year at offensive line. Last year, the offensive line did okay run blocking, but they did not give Jake Strong enough time to throw, and not enough time to throw deep last year. And they're going to need to do that. They're going to need to be able to block better for the running backs. A lot of the success that McNeese had running the ball last year was with the quarterback, and that was when you have an extra guy in there blocking so the quarterback could run. They need the tailbacks to be able to run and keep the quarterbacks from having to do so much of it, and that establishing that run game could help with the passing. That's really key to the offensive line. Secondary to that is that Jake Strong needs to develop and be more consistent, and in the second year with the offense, just a tad more accurate. And he looked really good this morning. And I feel like they've got a chance for him in the second year in the system to be a pretty darn good Southland quarterback. He's talented, and they just need him to step up. So those two things, they go hand in hand with each other, the offensive line and the quarterback play.
What's the biggest issue or concern potentially on defense?
Well, they lost a lot of good defensive linemen. Philip Bradford and Macy Lewis left two of their 2 best linemen from last year. So they had to go to the portal. They had to go get some guys, and they have, and we'll see how it works out. It's, the kind of thing where you just don't know. I think they'll be deeper at linebacker than they have been over the previous couple of seasons, which is good. They have a whole bunch of cornerbacks and safeties, young talent. They got 3 cornerbacks who are sophomores, juniors, or seniors, and then the rest are freshmen. But they're talented at that position. Same thing with safety. They've got some younger guys, some who played last year, who look really strong at the safety position. I feel okay about that because the numbers are there, and if they got to sort through to get to them, or let some younger guys get some snaps, I feel comfortable doing that. So that's kind of my thoughts on the defense.
Is there a sense in your mind, like, since the Storms, is this the first year where things don't seem like you're in total transition, and I don't know if there's anything called back to normal, but where you just feel like you're not in transition anymore? Is this the first season that you have that feeling, or do you still feel kind of that transition feeling?
No, you definitely do. This is very much normal, and like watching practice and see how Coach Viator runs things, and it's so well organized and all that. That feels normal, back from 10, 12 years ago. The stadium's back to normal. We're not doing our broadcasts out of the Cowboy Club and the end zone and those kinds of things anymore. So yeah, it really, I hadn't thought about it that way, Kevin, but it's a good observation that it really is sort of the first year back since 2020. I mean, what a cuckoo year that was, with the pandemic and the hurricanes and all of that just went on. And the opposing coaches would kind of use that against McNeese in recruiting. Hey, they don't even have their facilities. The dorms are all still messed up and all that kind of stuff. It was an anti thing, and I know that's a cutthroat business, but boy, that kind of hurt. When you hear the coaches complaining that the other coaches from the other teams are saying, "Don't go there. The bars aren't even open yet." So
right. No, look, there's very little more vicious than college recruiting.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just it is vicious. But it sounds like you think there's again, there's nothing wrong with getting picked fifth where the program has been. That there's still some room for upward mobility there if some things go well.
Yeah, no question that the team has. They have things better than last year that could mean they will be very good, and it starts with the offensive line, then add the quarterback play in there. So they got the opportunity to be better, and because of the portal and because everybody's got 50, 60 new guys, some of these guys, some of the teams that we think will be good, they fall flat like Incarnate Word did last year. They just weren't as good as you thought they were. Because of all of the changes, and they didn't quite get the guys that maybe were advertised or that you just assumed they would get because they usually do.
All righty, sir. Real quick before we let you go, our foodie poll question of the week. Peanut butter and jelly or grilled cheese? I'm thinking you've probably done a lot of both in your life like me.
Yeah. Give me grilled cheese. Peanut butter's fine. We got an open jar at the house for a snack if need be, but me and salty and crunchy, I'm going with the grilled cheese.
All righty, sir. Well, we'll give you a few more weeks, and then we'll reunite again when we get a little closer to football season. I just wanted a little update there, and we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Enjoyed it. Thanks, Kim.
Take care. Tom Hafer will take a timeout and be back.
This is Footnotes, live on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
With storm season here, ESPN 103.7 Lafayette, 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana sports station, and Mid-South Power Solutions in Crawley bring you these hurricane safety tips. Make sure to secure your home and bring in outdoor items before the storm makes landfall. Have an emergency kit stocked with food, water, and medications. Know your evacuation routes ahead of time. Listen to local authorities. Stay informed with a battery-powered radio and make sure you have fresh batteries. Remember, safety is in your hands. These hurricane preparedness tips are powered by Mid-South Power Solutions in Crawley, your local Generac dealer. Visit midsouthpowersolutions.com.
ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles is the proud winner of 4 2026 LAB Prestige Awards, including Best Use of Digital Media, Foot's Friday Fury, Best Live On-Site Remote for our Super Bowl Radio Row coverage, Best Promotion for our No Shave November initiative, and Radio Young Professional of the Year for Dawson Iserloh. We're proud of being Southwest Louisiana's sports station and are humbled to be recognized by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters.
Imagine building your dream backyard pool without ever leaving your couch. With Duplessis Builders, you can go shop our in-ground gunite pool packages online, start to finish. Browse our pool designs, compare features, see exactly what's included, and choose the package that fits your style and budget. Once you purchase, our team takes over. From permit and excavation to gunite decking and final startup, you click, we build, you swim. Your backyard upgrade is just a few clicks away. Visit duplessisbuilders.net and buy your pool online today.
Acadiana area businesses. Is it time to make an impact? Time for more traffic, more engagement, time for more customers? Then it's time to make a splash with Bass. Bass is now offering digital marketing, indoor and outdoor digital signage, billboards, and video production to help you reach more customers and close more business. For over 30 years, Bass has helped our customers tell their story. Bass Companies. Remember, a business without a sign is a sign of no business. Advertise with Bass. Find us around Acadiana or at bassltd.com.
Hi, I'm Nancy Landry. No matter what part of our great state you call home, Louisiana's elections are an important part of who we are. In 2026, closed party primaries will change how some of those elections happen, so you'll want to know what to do. Keeping your registration current ensures you'll get the right party-based ballot. Remember, this change only applies to certain offices. To learn more, visit govote.com or download the GoVote app.
Paid for by the Louisiana Secretary of State's office.
Imagine a place where wellness, luxury, and community come together. Welcome to City Club at River Ranch, Acadiana's premier private club. Enjoy a state-of-the-art fitness center, exceptional tennis and pickleball programs, resort-style amenities, and a vibrant social atmosphere. Whether you're pursuing your fitness goals or expanding your social circle, City Club offers an unmatched member experience. Visit cityclubatriverranch.com today. City Club at River Ranch, where lifestyle meets distinction.
Need peace of mind with your estate planning? Turn to Beal & Aber, your trusted hometown lawyers. At Beal & Aber, we make estate planning simple and stress-free, ensuring your legacy is secure and your future is in the right hands. Don't wait. Schedule your consultation today at BealAbear.com. That's BealAbear.com. Safeguarding your tomorrow today.
You're listening to ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station, and your home for the LSU Tigers.
Welcome back to Footnotes. As we finish out the first hour on this Friday, going into a big weekend, we got caught up with McNeese in the Southland Conference with Tom, and before that, we talked a little Astros, talked a little bit of Foodie Poll question of the week, and we talked about the Saints situation. My thoughts on Batman are a little different than most. Most of what I heard, I haven't disagreed with. I haven't agreed with, and we'll see. It's possible he'll never play again. It'll be very interesting, though, if he does go to the Broncos, like some people keep kind of suggesting, because then I'll still be watching him a lot, and it'll be interesting to see if he actually does that. And again, I won't be surprised at all. I'm just not. If he wants to play football more, I would think that he would be much better his second year after surgery than the first year after surgery, especially if he goes to the Broncos with a coach in Casper who, has been through that before and knows where he can use them. So any thoughts you have on that, certainly feel free to do that. Kyle brought up the Olave contract. My pulse didn't change when they hadn't signed him because I figured the Mixter would get it done. There was no reason to think the Mixter wouldn't get it done. Chris Olave is not one of these me guys who was going to hold out and make everything really ugly and all about him. I never thought that would happen. And things are going – there's too much positivity going on, too many things going in the right direction right now. So I figured the Mixter would get it done. I wasn't even worried. And then when it came out, I was like, okay, that's about right. And, I was worried he was going to get a little more than Drake London. He got a little less. So,
I keep seeing everybody saying that it's the highest contract or the biggest contract for a Saints wide receiver ever. I'm pretty sure it's the second biggest in franchise history. Because what was the biggest is Cars, right? For $150 million?
But even that was nothing.
I know, but
for a quarterback. Really? Is that?
I can't think of any other bigger. What was Breeze's contract?
Breeze's first contract was $100 million, I think. But since then he signed other contracts. So if he'd have gone way above Drake London, I'd have said, come on now. But he got less than Drake London. He had a better year than Drake London last year, and he's on that plane. So, and look, that 6 is going to drop because more wide receivers are going to, when they come up, they're going to make more, and that before we know it, he's going to have the 10th or 12th best. Silly to worry about. It was nothing. Nothing moved the needle there. 1 hour down, another hour to go. Stay tuned.
Did you know you can get great tasting Clear Springs artesian water delivered to your office or your doorstep at home? Clear Springs is 100% local with their own bottling facility at the world-famous Kentwood Aquifer, no chemicals added. Just pure Kentwood, Louisiana artesian water. Clear Springs Water offers delivery of 5 or 3 gallon water service with a hot and cold temperature water cooler or even single-serve bottles delivered to your home or office. Easy to reach, clearsprings.net, then contact us tab or 337-519-3563.
Looking for a spotless workplace?
Variety Janitorial Services is your go-to. For office cleaning to stripping and floor waxing and carpet cleaning, your commercial space will look its best. Their reputation for perfection has grown throughout the entire Acadiana community. They deliver top-notch service with a commitment to excellence. Daily, weekly, or deep cleaning, trust the experts. Visit varietyjan.com today or call 337-298-8704 for a free quote. Variety Janitorial Services. We clean, you shine.
Your Honor, I would like to introduce exhibit number 1.
MeTV is America's #1 classic television network.
There can only be one #1, me.
MeTV features over 60 of the greatest classic TV series each week.
Go with the winner.
Enjoy dramas, comedies, westerns, sci-fi, and more.
You just watch me.
Watch MeTV Acadiana on KLWB over the air on channel 50.1. Check your local cable listings for the channel in your area.
MeTV is memorable entertainment television.
It's 9 a.m. You just received a voicemail from your boss.
Hey, Janet. Heads up. We got an important meeting coming up Thursday. The big guys are coming into town, so I need you in charge of lunch, and we've got to look good.
Luckily for Janet, she knows a place, and she knows her boss will be impressed.
Honey Baked Ham can cater your next event. Delicious and freshly sliced deli trays, box lunches with sandwich, chips, and dessert. Or try our fresh salad boxes, and the perfect touch with a meat and cheese tray. Honey Baked Ham Company.
Live from Upper Lafayette, this is ESPN 1037 KLWB Carencro Lafayette, KLCJ-FM Oak Grove Lake Charles 1041, a Delta Media station.
This game isn't fun. This game is a war.
It's time for the 2-minute drill.
Hurry it up, hurry it up, hurry it up.
Powered by B1 Bank. Visit b1bank.com to find a location near you.
Come on, let's go, you guys. Get in here, we gotta go fast now.
The Houston Astros return to play tonight at home for the Lone Star Series with the Texas Rangers. The Rangers currently lead the Astros in the AL West by 1 game heading into tonight's matchup. On the mound, it'll be Nathan Eovaldi for Texas taking on Hunter Brown for Houston. First pitch is at 7:15 tonight, and you can listen to it right here on ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles. Around the AL West tonight, the Milwaukee Brewers will visit the Los Angeles Angels at 8:30. The Detroit Tigers will be in Sacramento to face the A's at 8:40. And in the nightcap, the Seattle Mariners will host the Minnesota Twins at 9:10 tonight. The New Orleans Saints and wide receiver Chris Olave have come to terms on a contract extension for the veteran wide receiver. The extension is for 4 years and worth $132 million with $90 million guaranteed to Olave. This new deal is the largest contract ever given to a receiver in Saints history, beating out Michael Thomas's contract in 2019 by $32 million, and it makes Olave the 6th highest paid receiver in the NFL. In the Rocket Classic, Peter Malnati finished atop the leaderboards yesterday at 9 under, followed by Ricky Fowler and Ryan Gerard tied for second at 7 under. Top 3 will all tee off today after 11 a.m. this morning for Day 2 of the Rocket Classic. The San Francisco 49ers are reuniting with former franchise star wide receiver Deebo Samuel on a 1-year, $7 million deal to bring the former second-rounder back to the Bay Area. I'm Blake Purser, and you're listening to ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, your home for the LSU Tigers and the Houston Astros.
The 2-minute drill has been powered by B1 Bank. Visit b1bank.com to find a location near you. This is ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station. This is 2 hours of sports talk like none other. Footnotes with the man who speaks his own language.
Me fail English? That's impossible.
Your host, Kevin Foote.
Welcome back to Footnotes. You're listening to ESPN 1037 Lafayette, 1041 Lake Charles on this Friday as we go into a big Astros weekend, Astros Rangers, a big Major League Baseball weekend with all the trade deadline stuff. And we're going to talk later in the show about some of the options. But first, before we get too carried away, let's get an update. I don't want to forget that, like happens every once in a while, on our foodie poll question of the week, sir.
Yes, I appreciate that, and you not forgetting. Today's foodie poll question, if you're just now joining us, which is the better sandwich? Is it the grilled cheese or the peanut butter and jelly? Right now, grilled cheese is up, and it's been like this all morning. It's 73.3% to peanut butter and jelly's 26.7%. I'm shocked. I thought this was going to be a close one.
Why does everyone hate peanut butter and jelly so much?
I don't know. Or I think a lot of people have a misconception of what a grilled cheese is. If you add ham or turkey to it, or any type of meat, it is no longer grilled cheese. It's its own separate thing. Grilled cheese is bread and cheese. That's it.
Butter.
And butter. Well, that doesn't count. What you put on like a spread or whatever. But you can't put anything else other than bread and cheese. Butter spread, that's whatever. It's cheese, bread.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But I like it. I mean, I don't really. I like ham. I mean, ain't a ham sandwich. Well, ham, whatever. I guess I consider it's. Do you ever say kind of like ham as lunch meat? Kind of like you say Coke as a cola, even though it's not Coke.
Yeah. It's a Southern thing.
They have all these, turkey breasts, luncheon meats and stuff you can buy or whatever.
Lunch meat, yeah. Deli
lunch meat is lunch meat, to me. But anyway, I like lunch meat sandwiches, but I rarely even put cheese on those. Sometimes I do, but it's like, I wouldn't put ham. I don't want ham in my grilled cheese sandwich.
But a lot of people do.
Yeah,
and
you're right. It's not a grilled cheese sandwich then. So you and I, we don't always agree on these kind of subjects. So it's nice that we agree every once in a while.
We're on the same wavelength today. I like it.
I think the difference is, I think what more people are saying is they prefer like lunch food to desserts.
So you're thinking it's more of like the sweet.
It's
versus
a salty
savory.
versus the sweet thing.
But you get both in a peanut butter and jelly.
I mean, I could eat, like I do with my cereals. I've done it before many times in my life where I eat what I call a dinner cereal, more of a flaky, healthier, and then eat a dessert cereal like a Fruity Pebbles or something like that.
I like that.
Yeah, I've done that many times. So maybe that's kind of what this is. You eat the grilled cheese sandwich for your main meal, and then you eat the PB&J for dessert.
You finish off with
yeah.
That's not a bad.
Could do both.
The dessert cereal is hilarious.
That's the way to think.
So the first cereal is like a special
like your main meal, like
something like that.
Look, Michelle and I are very different. And in a lot of ways, some things we're very similar on. But we've argued about this throughout all of our marriage. I grew up, tell me if you grew up like this.
Okay.
I grew up that on Sundays, you eat a big meal, hopefully around the family. And on Sunday night, you don't eat something big. You grew up cornbread and milk or cereal or something like that. Like you eat a light Sunday night deal. Like she grew up like you eat Sunday night like you eat a big meal on Sunday afternoon, and then you eat a light, hopefully cornbread and milk, but I don't hardly ever do that anymore because she doesn't think that way, and I don't take the effort to make the cornbread. Is that a totally foreign concept to you?
So I can tell you for certain, I have never gone to bed Sunday night having just eaten just cornbread and milk.
Man.
We do usually do, because it's the family day. So, like, especially now that, all the kids have moved out of the house, Sunday is the day you go back home, hang out with the family.
You eat this huge meal on Sunday afternoon, and then you eat another big meal on Sunday evening?
Well, see that, okay. We do eat it, normally it's Sunday afternoon, but I just don't go to bed eating cornbread and milk. Usually, if I'm somehow still hungry, I'll eat something small, but it's not going to be cornbread and milk just because. I don't know. That's the part that's different for me. But yeah, it's usually
I'll eat
afternoon.
cereal on Sunday evening. I'll like say, what do you want? Well, I'll just eat cereal.
I'll do that. Yeah, I'll eat cereal that night.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah.
Or grilled cheese if she wants to make that. I'm perfectly fine with that.
So yeah, okay. Then
but you gotta have a light. But normally it's like
sometimes
again, growing
lunch.
up, it was mostly cornbread and milk.
I think my dad.
Why do you hate? You're not one of these people that hate cornbread.
I love cornbread.
But you never put it in a bowl of milk?
My dad has done that before, and he told me his dad, I guess this is like an old redneck thing, used to do buttermilk in cornbread.
I'm good with that, too. And it's really good if you put a little cane syrup in.
Look, I love all of those things. I just haven't necessarily tried them all together.
I got to, look, I haven't done it in a while. I got to start. Like, if it's going to happen, I got to make the cornbread and make it happen because she don't believe in that. And so.
Oh, see, I make the cornbread when we have cornbread. Absolutely.
So you make cornbread.
Make it in a skillet, too.
Put a little. It's any syrup is good, but it's really good with, like, cane syrup.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of that, and I have tried that once.
It's not full-fledged kush, but it's close. It's close to the what people call kush. Like, we don't really eat that much anymore. But years ago, grandparents ate kush. This is closer to that. I can't believe you never done that.
Okay, now that I think about it, I have had cornbread and cane syrup. It's just not cornbread and milk.
Well, you got to put it.
You
got to eat it like cereal.
I don't know about that. I don't like soggy stuff. Like when your cereal gets too soggy, I'll throw away the bowl before I drink the milk.
Man, I just love it. When the cornbread's really hot and then you put it in that cold milk, put a little syrup on it. Oh,
it sounds good. I'll give you that. But eating it like cereal.
That's what you're supposed to eat on Sunday night. And we still argue about it. Michelle and I just celebrated our, what is that?
That's not
34th. We've been arguing about this for 34 years.
Should have been a little quicker.
Probably 35 years.
Should have been a little quicker than that on that answer, but you came through.
This is the way I got to do it. Even for like my kids' ages or even for my age, I don't know. Oh, I know how old I am because Sunday I'm turning 60. But most of my life I got to think about what year I was born and then do the math. Like I don't just know my daughter Cassie is this. I know what year she was born, and then I got to do the math. That's how my mind works.
I mean, I have said the wrong age for like when somebody asked me how old I was, not intentionally. I said, a year younger. I think I was like 25. I said I was 24, and I'm pretty sure they still think to this day I'm younger than I am because I just never caught it at the time.
Yeah, I always got to do the math. I don't know because I don't think about it.
I don't think about it either.
I know what year I was married, and I know what year it is now, so I got to always do that.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
I know
important stuff.
What day I was married, too. I'm not just a year. It's not that I forget my anniversary. It's that all those years go together.
Yeah, year 17 and year 22 could be, interchangeable.
One of these days, would your fiance eat that?
Oh, I think so.
She grew up where?
In Carecrow.
Okay.
Like not far from here.
Well, she's probably, hopefully, ask her if she's ever had, if her parents and grandparents are from the area, if they ever eat cornbread in milk like cereal.
I'll definitely do that. Her grandfather's an old school Cajun man.
Well, he just
hard as nails.
He had to have.
I would imagine.
He had to have.
That dude is.
It's time to pass this stuff down. Of course, I try in my family. They're all look at me like you're not supposed to. Useless. I mean, they
useless.
They just won't. Yeah, again, literally, we've been arguing about this for 34 years, and they won't do it.
They won't even entertain you one afternoon.
It's just awful. That's probably one of my biggest complaints of our 34 years of marriage is they've never bought into the cornbread and milk on Sunday night thing.
Have they at least bought into like the earlier, early dinner kind of late afternoon?
No, but now they bought into cornbread and, hot chocolate and yellow bread. At least they'll do that. But some of them won't. I mean, they're just such rebels, some of them. Like, why be a rebel about something that's so good? Why?
That's a good question. I mean, maybe it's the person who's telling them about it that causes them to have a little doubt.
That could be it.
Man who has his own language, comes up with words,
All right.
All the different things you do.
Let's take a time out, and when we come back, we'll get back to sports for those of you who are like, what are they talking about?
Good point.
Are y'all going to do cornbread and milk?
I will try it. I give you my word.
We'll take a time out. We'll be back.
This is Footnotes, live on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Drew Brees rewrote the NFL record books as he helped lead the New Orleans Saints to a Super Bowl victory. Now, number 9 will slip on the gold jacket, have his Browns bust revealed, and be immortalized in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. RP3, D-Lo, and Mesh will be there live in Canton, Ohio to witness it all with a live 3-hour special. Tune in on Friday, August the 7th from noon to 3 for the Gold Standard presented by Bill and Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers, right here on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette, 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana Sports Station.
Hello, everyone. This is Jeff Palermo. Join us on Tuesday nights for Tiger Rag Radio. Myself, Todd Horn, and Glenn Gilbo give you the latest happenings in Tiger Town and across the SEC. We talk to coaches, analysts, and those in the know when it comes to the Tigers and the Southeastern Conference. We cover all the sports: football, baseball, basketball, softball, and gymnastics. That's Tuesday nights right here on ESPN 103.7 in Lafayette and 104.1 in Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana Sports Station.
The best businesses aren't just businesses, they're neighbors. Here's a message from a proud certified South Louisiana business.
Bro Bridge Truck Stop Casino. They have the newest games around. Hot seat drawings and monthly specials like no one else. Located on the Bro Bridge Highway and on the banks of the Vermilion River. Come out today and try your luck at the Bro Bridge Truck Stop Casino.
When you support local businesses, you strengthen the communities we call home. Shop local, support local, certified South Louisiana.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job, which I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from the Army National Guard helped me buy my first house. I also know that I will be one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Army National Guard, aired by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Oh, look who's here.
Everybody Loves Raymond is on MeTV.
Who told you that?
Raymond!
America's #1 classic TV network.
Nothing even comes close.
Enjoy 2 back-to-back episodes every weeknight.
We're doing it twice.
Watch Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah, it's all about you, Raymond.
Weeknights starting at 8 on MeTV.
Watch MeTV Acadiana on KLWB, over the air on channel 50.1. Check your local cable listings for the channel in your area.
What is dementia? Is it the same as Alzheimer's? What is vascular dementia, Lewy body, FTD, TBI, and CTE? If someone has memory loss, does that mean they have dementia? Millions of Americans ask these questions every day. I did too, and I learned. My wife Ginny developed dementia. I didn't know what to do or what was coming next. I'm Kevin Jameson, volunteer and president of the Dementia Society of America. I'm excited to offer you a free guide to understanding dementia. It's filled with facts about dementia, care planning, how doctors can help, and ways to keep your brain as healthy as possible. The Dementia Society of America is a national nonprofit, and we're ready to answer your questions. You want to live life to the fullest. I know that. Ginny did too, and I'm confident that we can help. Get your copy of the guide. Go to 1-800-DEMENTIA.org or call 1-800-DEMENTIA. Thank you.
Are you fluent in Footlish? Probably not, but not to worry. We're here to help with the Footlish Dictionary. The Piper, a mythical creature that only Kevin sees, which determines the outcomes of baseball games due to how many runs a team score on any given night. Now, back to the man with his very own language, Kevin Foote and Footenotes on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Welcome back to Footnotes. If you would like to give us a call on the ESPN hotline, 706-0111. All right. I want to follow up on our Kyle conversation just to make a point, and then I want to get to the baseball trade deadline weekend situation for the Astros and the MLB at large. All right. Kyle brought up Kyle's main point was we just got out of quote-unquote salary cap hell, and now he wants to go right back into it. I think some people have misinterpreted what's going on and what has happened. I've said all along, most of that stuff's creative accounting, and the people that thought the Saints were in the position that they were in because it was all about the mixer botching it and the whole salary cap hell and all that. No, it wasn't. That was wrong, in my opinion. And what I'm getting to is it's going to happen again. Like, I'm sure there are plenty of people like, oh, we're not going to operate that way anymore. Well, of course we are. The Saints will be in salary cap hell if things go well in the coming years. Folks, the reason why the Saints got in trouble, one, of the pandemic. The system that the mentality the Saints have works fine, but it don't work fine with a pandemic, because then the salaries didn't keep escalating there for a year or two because of the pandemic. They actually went down. So the whole mentality and wisdom behind how they do things, continuing to kick the can down the road, salary, it got totally messed up by the pandemic. So let's just hope there's not another pandemic in the next 10 years. Okay? And chances are there won't be. There wasn't for about 100 years. Okay? And so but as long as there's no pandemic, it's going to work as long as you draft well. Again, even with the pandemic, the problem wasn't that whole process of being in salary cap hell. The problem was they drafted awful. We've been complaining about that forever. You cannot consistently pick first and second round picks that are awful. But if the Saints hit on last year's draft like it looks like they did, and if they hit on this year's draft like it looks like they did, time will tell. They haven't played a real game yet. Then they're going to have a lot of good young players all of a sudden. From the quarterbacks to the new receivers, we'll see what the Riddler does, to guys like Sanker and all these new players. Chase Young's payday is going to come up again because the Mixer did a great job of signing him to the contract he did. Man, the Mixer's on a roll. I mean, it's just unbelievable. But so fast forward, the next 2 years go well. Get a little better this year, get even better the next year. They're going to re-sign all these good young players, or at least a lot of them. They're not going to sign all of them. You never sign everybody, but you're going to start signing all those guys to keep them, because guess what? The Mixer likes winning once he starts winning. And so they're going to re-sign all those guys. They're not going to just lowball them all and lose them all when they drafted them and developed them. Most of them they're going to try to keep. And so to do that, you got to sign these contracts. Then you start doing all the deferred stuff. All of that's going to happen again. If y'all think those days are over, then you're just fooling yourself. All of that's going to happen again. And as long as there's no pandemic, it's going to work. You just can't have another pandemic. And now, again, but if you don't draft well, then you're going to pay the piper. You have to draft well. Now, you're going to make some mistakes, but you can't draft as poorly as the Saints did for about 2 or 3 years in a row. It's going to come back to bite you, especially if it makes it even worse when you're in cap hell. But like you have to it's all about drafting well. That's what it's all about. Because when you draft well, the players that you lose, you can replace them with your own that you drafted well. But if you don't draft well, then you got to go out and buy a lot of high-priced free agents to replace the guys that you lose, the ones you decide not to kick the can down the road with. But no, don't think that those days are over. You want them to come back. That means you've done well, you drafted well, you have good players, you're going to pay them a lot of money. The ones that you don't, hopefully you drafted well enough to replace them with inexpensive backups from in-house. So this idea that cap hell is open, that's just not understanding what's going on. It's about to happen again, and I hope it does. Because that means they're good and they drafted players and they have guys they want to sign. And then as long as there's no pandemic, they're going to start kicking the can down the road and deferring again, which is the right thing to do. But you have to draft well with that and not have a pandemic. All right. Major League Baseball. I don't know what the Astros are going to do, but I'm not trying to give – I'm not backtracking on how frustrated I am with Dana Brown, the Astros general manager. But what I am about to do is explain why it's probably not as easy as me and a lot of you have made it to look. A lot of the names that I'm starting to hear as possibilities, and again, we don't even know if the Astros talk to some of these guys. It's just speculation, and we get that. For instance, J.J. Bleday. Got a little Mickey Moniak. Isn't that a great name? J.J. Bleday.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That is a great name.
Yeah.
So I haven't enjoyed pitching to J.J. Bleday. 2 years ago, J.J. Bleday was a expiring young player for the A's in the Astros division, and he gave the Astros a lot of trouble. He had 43 doubles that year. Hit 243 with 20 homers and 60 ribs. The next year, he went down to 212 and didn't have close to 43 doubles or 20 home runs. This year, he's hitting 228. He does have 18 home runs, but he only has 11 doubles and 45 RBIs. His on-base percentage is .337, which is not bad. So I'll take J.J. Bleday. One, I love his name. But again, his last 2 years have not come close to as promising as he looked 2 years ago. Then there's Dalton Varsho. A lot of people, when we talked to Brett yesterday, he brought up Dalton Varsho. Dalton Varsho played with the Blue Jays in the last few years. He came up with the Diamondbacks. He was a catcher, and now he's playing the outfield. He's considered a plus outfielder. I like that. But like Dalton Varsho, his on-base percentage 2 years ago was .284. That is horrendous. Horrendous. This year it's .308, which isn't very good at all. He's hitting .247 with 7 homers and 26 RBIs. Not really having a good year. And what I'm getting to is a lot of these guys that are quote-unquote on the market that you could trade for are not really putting up great numbers. And what you're banking on is that if they come to the Astros, they'll pick it up. You hope. I mean, you hope that's the case. You know, we've been talking about Mickey Moniak since last year. By the way, Mickey Moniak has updated stats. He's hitting .279 with 17 homers and 46 RBIs. His on-base percentage is .322, which isn't great, but it's not terrible. It's not .284 like Varsho had last season. I saw another name and situation, though. You want to talk about curveball. This is a curveball, okay? Hunter Goodman, another Rocky here, catcher, still young. Hunter Goodman has 31 home runs and 60 RBIs as a catcher. I supposedly, and again, I don't believe it, but if you believe it, like last year, supposedly he wasn't he wasn't going to be made available, and this year theoretically he could be available in a trade. That would be a different kind of way to bolster your lineup. Like, Yainer's still young enough. If you package Yainer and a couple of other prospects, could you get Hunter Goodman? How would that work? Like, it's a different way. Like, we want an outfielder, and I do want an outfielder. But if you can provide pop, a middle-of-the-order pop in your lineup from the catcher position, and he's still pretty young, that's a different way of thinking.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's a different way of thinking. By the way, he has 31 homers on the season. 18 of them are on the road. He's not one of these Rocky guys that hits the vast majority of his home runs at home. Now, he's hitting .254, which, again, if he hit .254, I can live with that. His on-base percentage is .326. That's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad for a power-hitting young catcher. So, just an interesting kind of off the wall thought there, a different way of maybe, accomplishing some pop in your bat. Some others have brought up Joe Adell. His on-base percentage is .291. He's not having nearly as good a year this year. I wouldn't be upset if they got Joe Adell, but I don't really want Joe Adell. Other interesting name that I've heard in the trade market that's I don't know what to think of is Robbie Ray. How juicy would it be if the Astros are traded for Robbie Ray? First of all, I thought Robbie Ray was done, but he's going to San Francisco, and he's 10-6 this year with a 3.08. Now, his whip is not great. It's 128, but he's having a nice season. Now, he's pitching in a pitcher's park. For those who don't remember, Robbie Ray was the Seattle Mariners starting pitcher that came in relief that El Pedro Grande hit that playoff home run when the Astros came from behind and beat the Mariners whenever that was, 4 years ago, in the playoffs. And they put Robbie Ray in the game, and they had this big comeback, and El Pedro Grande hit the home run. Anyway, he's with the Giants now. Interesting, because he's an older guy, so that they can't demand as much money, and they say they're going to pay some of his salary. He's had an interesting season. He's only hit one batter all season in 122 innings. The Astros lead the major leagues in hit batters. Just interesting. And Reed Detmers, we talked about yesterday from the Little MVPs. Reed Detmers has a 110 whip. He's having a really nice season. He's a left-handed pitcher. He doesn't have a lot of wins, but he's not playing on a great team. He's interesting. He tends to throw strikes. The Astros could use guys who throw strikes right now. They don't have too many pitchers that do that.
Have you heard about, I just saw this article I'm looking at right now. Apparently the Red Sox want to pursue Jeremy Pena.
Well, yeah, but that's not happening. That's just silliness.
The person that they would have as like the big trading chip would be Franklin Arias. He is the number one prospect in Boston. He currently ranks third on Baseball America's top 100 prospects. He just got promoted to AAA. He's hitting 318 /318, 407, 587 with 17 doubles, 19 home runs.
And what does he play?
Shortstop.
No, I mean, the reason why the Astros would do that is Pena pretty soon is going to want a big contract, and they're going to let him go like they let Springer go and all these other guys go.
And then
so that would be the way to do it, is if you trade for his replacement. So I would get the wisdom of that, and that's what guys like Brett have been saying. I just don't think it's in the Astros' DNA to give up. I just don't think that it is. Again, they're a half a game back. But that's why it's so important. Like, if they got swept this weekend, it might mess with their minds a little bit. And so I sure hope they don't. But, no, I don't think Pena's going anywhere. I don't think so.
Well, the article does state it's going to take a lot to get the Astros to budge, but the package with that guy is enough to at least make Dana Brown listen.
So, yeah. I mean, again, I guess you can't say anything's impossible. I mean, you never know. I just thought, like, the Hunter Goodman is something that I hadn't even thought of, but I just saw someone say, the Rockies have acted like they'll at least listen now, when last year they didn't even listen. It would be a different way of doing things to get your pop, not in the outfield, but at the catcher position, because although Vasquez has had a nice little season in terms of getting some clutch hits, and he's not a good hitter. And Yonder, we all think has potential. We've been waiting for 3 years for this Yonder potential to come through, and he just keeps not getting it done. That's another thing. If Yonder would just hit,
it would change a lot. It would change a lot.
He hasn't hit at all. But no, my point is, so many of these guys we're talking about, when you look deep into their stats, some of them aren't having great years. And it's like you're not, and I'm not saying I didn't expect them to have a great year. I'm just saying it's a lot harder to pull the trigger on a guy who's got an on-base percentage of like 284.
Yeah. It's these trades where they're not stars.
They're not
as
tough. Easy, not only to pull off, but what you're getting sometimes, like J.J. Bleday, the last time he was in our division, he was playing great. And he's doing okay right now, but he's actually been worse the last 2 years. And when I had a lot of, when I saw him have a lot of at-bat, and he killed the Astros 2 years ago. But in these last 2 years, he has not done as well. It's not as easy as it looks. Let's put it that way. We'll see what he can do. We'll take a timeout and be back.
This is Footnotes, live on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
This game isn't fun. This game is a war.
It's time for the 2-minute drill.
Hurry it up, hurry it up, hurry it up.
Powered by B1 Bank. Visit B1Bank.com to find a location near you.
Come on, let's go, you guys. Get in here, we gotta go fast now.
The Houston Astros return to play tonight at home for the Lone Star Series with the Texas Rangers. The Rangers currently lead the Astros in the AL West by 1 game heading into tonight's matchup. On the mound, it'll be Nathan Eovaldi for Texas taking on Hunter Brown for Houston. First pitch is at 7:15 tonight, and you can listen to it right here on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles. Around the AL West tonight, the Milwaukee Brewers will visit the Los Angeles Angels at 8:30. The Detroit Tigers will be in Sacramento to face the A's at 8:40. And in the nightcap, the Seattle Mariners will host the Minnesota Twins at 9:10 tonight. The New Orleans Saints and wide receiver Chris Olave have come to terms on a contract extension for the veteran wide receiver. The extension is for 4 years and worth $132 million with $90 million guaranteed to Olave. This new deal is the largest contract ever given to a receiver in Saints history, beating out Michael Thomas's contract in 2019 by $32 million, and it makes Olave the 6th highest paid receiver in the NFL. In the Rocket Classic, Peter Malnati finished atop the leaderboards yesterday at 9 under, followed by Ricky Fowler and Ryan Gerard tied for second at 7 under. Top 3 will all tee off today after 11 a.m. this morning for Day 2 of the Rocket Classic. The San Francisco 49ers are reuniting with former franchise star wide receiver Deebo Samuel on a 1-year, $7 million deal to bring the former second-rounder back to the Bay Area. I'm Blake Purser, and you're listening to ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles. Your home for the LSU Tigers and the Houston Astros.
The 2-minute drill has been powered by B1 Bank. Visit B1Bank.com to find a location near you. Drew Brees set a new standard for quarterback play, and now the Saints legend will be immortalized in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. RP3, D'Lo, and Mesh will be there for this historic occasion with a special 3-hour live broadcast from Canton, Ohio. Tune in Friday, August 7th for the Gold Standard. Presented by Beal & Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers. Right here on ESPN, 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles. Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Imagine a place where wellness, luxury, and community come together. Welcome to City Club at River Ranch, Acadiana's premier private club. Enjoy a state-of-the-art fitness center, exceptional tennis and pickleball programs, resort-style amenities, and a vibrant social atmosphere. Whether you're pursuing your fitness goals or expanding your social circle, City Club offers an unmatched member experience. Visit cityclubatriverranch.com today. City Club at River Ranch, where lifestyle meets distinction.
And now time for the Expert Minute, brought to you by Sugarland Exterminating.
Ever wonder why bugs seem to love your home as much as you do? One big reason: moisture. Roaches, termites, and ants are drawn to damp areas. Check under sinks, around windows, and in attics for leaks and excess moisture. A little home maintenance goes a long way in keeping pests out. Got unwanted guests? Call Sugarland Exterminating at 337-367-1414 or visit sugarlandexterminating.com for more information.
Sugarland Exterminating. The pest-free environment we're creating. Spiders, roaches, rats, and mice. Those awful termites are not so nice. Get rid of all your pests right now. Call Sugarland Exterminating.
Termites, they're here. They're invasive. They can destroy your home if left untreated. Sugarland Exterminating has been in business for over 50 years, and they have the experience to effectively treat termites. Call 367-1414 or visit sugarlandexterminating.com.
And that has been your Expert Minute, brought to you by Sugarland Exterminating.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Army National Guard. Aired by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Every weeknight, MeTV has your laugh therapy.
To chase away the blues or the olive drabs.
With 2 hours of MASH at 5.
This guy's ankle has tickled my funny bone.
Followed by the Andy Griffith Show at 7.
Doggone it, Otis. He's supposed to be hugging me when I'm arresting you. But he likes you, Bart.
Weeknights on MeTV.
Watch Meet TV Acadiana on KLWB, over the air on Channel 50.1. Check your local cable listings for the channel in your area.
Do yourself a favor and download the free ESPN Southwest Louisiana mobile app, powered by Moss Motors BMW for your Android or Apple devices. Download the app by searching ESPN 1037 Lafayette or ESPN 1041 Lake Charles. It's just that easy to take Southwest Louisiana's sports station with you wherever you go.
Welcome back to Footnotes. So, Blake, how do you think Hunter Brown's going to do tonight?
Well, people will be able to find out on YouTube shortly after this show how you think he should do tonight. I'll just give you a little teaser. It was very, very animated.
I just hope he doesn't just mess up tonight. You know, Nathan Ubaldi is, statistically, he's not having a great season, but I just think he's so good. And, you know, the Astros, it seemed like they faced Nathan Ubaldi a million times. He's been with the Rangers and the Red Sox, and they've had some games where they've had great success against him, and then they've had other games where he's just completely dominated them. So lately he's been on the dominant side of things, and for as good as he is, I mean, his record is, I think it's 10-8, so it's not like he's having this super fantabulous statistical season. So obviously the team has lost some games where he's pitched pretty well. His ERA is about like Reed Detmer's, right around 4. I think he's a better pitcher than that. It'll be a very interesting matchup tonight. Man, I just really, 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 really want to win tonight's game. Because, one, it would probably mean that Hunter Brown pitched well again for the second straight outing, which they need Hunter Brown to be something that resembles an ace pitcher. Like, they need that. And he's been out most of the year, and then when he came back, he didn't look good at all. His last outing, he looked tremendous. So they need that. Plus, it would take the pressure off the next 2 days. I'm not going to say Saturday and Sunday would be lanyard days, and certainly the team and almost all the fans won't look at it that way, but I'll kind of look at it that way. I just don't want to blow it going into the All-Star break when they've done all this makeup. They've been playing this catch-up role for all season, it seems like.
Yeah, you get all, like you said, get all the way to the top of the mountain, and then you immediately jump off.
Yeah, And it would be disappointing if you lost the series 2-1. But again, the end result, you'd be a game and a half out on August the 3rd. And I don't know that I don't think you would think about changing your strategy there. And so, man, it's just such a big weekend. I mean, I know it's just 3 games, but it's like 3 games plus the trade deadline. It's like this could be a really triumphant feeling weekend, or it could be totally depressing. Like if he botches the trade deadline again.
Yeah, I mean,
he did a horrendous job last year at the trade deadline. So if he botches it again and they get swept,
you're gonna have a rough Monday.
Oh,
even rougher Tuesday, probably.
Yeah, I just need that not to happen. But, the other part from the last segment, the other part that makes it tricky is like some people still talking about Joe Ryan as why would the Minnesota Twins, who, by the way, dealt us a dirty blow yesterday, they were losing, and Cody Clemens hits a walk-off grand slam. So they caught the Astros yesterday because the Astros didn't play. So they're actually tied with the Twins. And if I'm remembering correctly, the Astros didn't get Josh Bell out this year, and I think the Twins won the season series. To go back and check, but I think they did. And so the Astros had a tough time. They could not get Josh Bell out. But no, they They might have split, but I think they might have lost 2 out of 3, actually. But anyway, why would the Twins trade Joe Ryan? I would love to have Joe Ryan, but I don't think there's any. I just don't see how they're going to trade. I mean, they're 1 game out of the playoffs. So I get.
Yeah, I mean,
and that division is still wide open because the Guardians, they only score so many runs, and if the Tigers trade Schoolboy, they're not catching him. With Schoolboy, I still think the Tigers could win the division.
They're trading him.
Although their bullpen is miserable.
They are. I mean, I don't understand how you do that hat tip ceremony essentially for him and then not trade him.
No, I think they're going to trade.
Yeah.
And if they do, then they're out of the picture. Now you got the White Sox who have had some nice stretches. But they're also not this seasoned team that if they don't get it done in September, no one's going to be shocked by that.
That cough was the after effect of your needing Hunter Brown to pitch,
Probably
have a good
so.
night.
Maybe I should have drank the water that you suggested.
I offered you water, and you said no. And you were red like a tomato.
If you had offered me cornbread and milk, I'd have taken it.
Well, I just don't think Delta Media necessarily has those two things laying around at any given time.
All right, so we'll continue to monitor that, and hopefully it's a good weekend. All right.
As another cough.
I don't know. Yesterday he tweaked an ankle, supposedly. And I don't know if they're doing a PR campaign or not, but I don't know if through the first 2 days of practice, Kool-Aid McKinstry, they keep saying glowing things about him. Kool-Aid McKinstry is not popular, is not well thought of on this crew. Dawson and James aren't too high on him. RP3's not too high on him. And so, but now, supposedly he rolled an ankle yesterday and didn't finish practice, which is not good. But they raved about him all through the OTAs. First 2 days of practice, they raved about him. All of his teammates talking high about a teammate. You got to take that with a grain of salt, because obviously, unless they're really down on him and there's some major controversy, teammates aren't going to say bad stuff about teammates. But they're saying glowing stuff about him. I don't buy all of that, but hopefully it at least means they're heading in the right direction, that he's heading in the right direction and progressing as a player. I mean, he's still young enough to be progressing.
Another cough.
So,
should have taken the water.
Yep, should have taken the water. All right, well, let's do this. We'll take a timeout, and I'll try to stop choking. We'll be back. Stay tuned.
This is Footnotes, live on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Want to take ESPN Southwest Louisiana sports station wherever you go? Download the free Southwest Louisiana mobile app powered by Moss Motors. It's your one-stop shop for all things ESPN 103.7 Lafayette, 104.1 Lake Charles. You can download the free mobile app by simply searching ESPN 103.7. That way, no matter where you are, you can listen to Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles is the proud winner of 4 2026 LAB Prestige Awards, including Best Use of Digital Media, Foot's Friday Fury, Best Live On-Site Remote for our Super Bowl Radio Road coverage, Best Promotion for our No Shave November initiative, and Radio Young Professional of the Year for Dawson Iserloh. We're proud of being Southwest Louisiana's sports station and are humbled to be recognized by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters.
Attention first responders, police officers, firefighters, military and former military personnel. If you have an acre or more of grass to cut, Skag Zero-Turn Mowers would like to thank you by offering you a special discount with their Simply the Brave First Responders program. Save big money on the industry's top-rated zero-turn mower at Nolan's Lawnmower in Carencro. Nolan's can offer well-qualified buyers 0% financing for 48 months. Come by Nolan's Lawnmower at 3547 Northwest Evangeline Thruway and check out the full line of Skag zero-turn lawnmowers.
We are the soldiers of the Louisiana Army National Guard. We are your neighbors. We are your sons and daughters. While we serve part-time, we are learning valuable life and job skills. We are earning money for college, for trade and technical schools, and for certifications. We are proud to serve both our country and our home state. We are your Louisiana Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Army National Guard. Aired by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters and this station.
MeTV is America's #1 classic entertainment television network. And here's one of the reasons everybody loves MeTV.
Oh, it's a classic.
The great comedy lineup on weeknights.
This will be fun. Come on.
With MASH.
Loaded with snappy comebacks.
The Andy Griffith Show.
I was just funning with Barney.
And Everybody Loves Raymond.
Now we got a show.
Watch Meet TV Acadiana on KLWB, over the air on Channel 50.1. Check your local cable listings for the channel in your area.
Are you looking for an eye expert? Well, visit Acadiana Optics in Broussard, locally owned, founded, and operated by Broussard native Dr. Lindsay Dugas. From comprehensive eye exams for glasses and contacts to diabetic exams, pediatric eye care, emergency eye care, cataract and LASIK evaluations, Acadiana Optics provides family eye care for all vision needs. Enjoy state-of-the-art technology, designer frame selections, prescription Maui Jim sunglasses, and custom glasses and contacts. Acadiana Optics in Broussard. Call today to schedule your appointment.
Acadiana Legal Services Corporation provides free access to legal services. Their work spans across Louisiana. They're committed to helping eligible individuals navigate legal challenges from family law to public benefits. Their team delivers reliable, high-quality representation. Acadiana Legal Services provides comprehensive benefits and a supportive work environment. Join a team that makes a difference in the lives of people. Apply today at la-law.org/careers or careers@la-law.org.
This is ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, broadcasting live from the Beal and Hebert studios in Upper Lafayette. Beal and Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers. Back to more of Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Welcome back. All right, so we talked a lot about the Astros because, you know why. But what are the Yankees going to do at the trade deadline? Do you think? What do you hope they do?
I think they need to get a better catcher. One guy that I've seen, and I don't know how they would be able to pull this off, is Adley Rutschman from Baltimore. I just don't see Baltimore wanting to give, one of their bright young stars away to their bitter rivals, the Yankees.
He's had a strange career. Like, he started out like he was going to be the superstar, and he had a good rookie year, but since then, he's had some really bad stretches.
Yeah, it's you could say that a lot for almost all of, the Baltimore golden generation that was supposedly knocking at the door. They all came in super hot, everything looked amazing, and then it just kind of petered out.
Like, I don't even know how good Jackson Holliday is. He doesn't look that good.
No, he doesn't. And he kind of suffered from the Arch Manning thing where there was way too much expected of him before he even, played a game.
Correct. So I don't think you can get him. Is there do you need offense or you need defense?
I think you need both. Mason Miller, that would be a great addition too. I mean, we need back-end guys.
Well, absolutely. I mean, he's the best closer in the game.
Yeah,
so,
and I mean, the Padres are the Padres.
They're still in it.
But they're always hopeless. That's their window for the Padres to win big has closed. I firmly believe it's over.
Astros about to have to play them. I don't really.
In San Diego or in Houston?
I think it's on the road, but I'm not positive on that. The Twins have a catcher. Is it Jeffers, maybe? That you could trade for. It seemed like you still need an outfielder too, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that the Yankees need. Outfield, back-end pitching. I would argue you could say another starting pitching, but that's a little further down the list. And a solid, everyday catcher. It's just, the backups aren't great. Austin Wells is sporadic with his performances. I just want some consistency behind the dish.
Yeah,
we
but
lost the
again,
game the other day because of a backup catcher.
A lot of people don't have a solid everyday catcher. I mean, it's hard. Like, look at the Mariners. They thought they had a stud. He's having a horrendous season.
Yeah. Might be one of the biggest drop-offs we've seen. And yes, it is Jeffers with the Twins.
It's some people, like, I knew he was going to have a medicine season. Somebody joked with me the other day. He's having like a, terminal ill season.
Yeah, he doesn't exist right now. It's crazy.
It's going beyond just a medicine season with Kyle Raleigh.
I mean, the catcher position it feels like we have strayed away from having true stars play catcher.
And a lot of the really good ones, or potent, like Contreras moved to first base, some guys like that. So no, that's why, like, I don't know that the Rockies would trade Hunter Goodman. But if they do, it might not be the worst idea to look into that.
Well, Hunter Brown is still coming up and sneaking behind you and, making you cough.
Yeah. Yonder, and that's why Yander's such a disappointment. Astros look like they had a good young catcher, and they made that trade. And, his first year he did some good things and showed some pop, and he shows you flashes every once in a while, but he just continues to just swing at everything. I mean, unless you have unbelievable power like Schwarber. Schwarber will swing at everything and strike out 1,000,000 times, but he's going to hit 40 or 50 home runs. Unless you're going to do that, it's just, just don't swing. I just wish he would just stop swinging. All right, it is Friday. Last Friday, you were, I don't know where you were.
I was in the back seat of a car just waiting to get home.
Right.
Coming back from Tampa.
You're not here, so you've been on a roll lately on our Astro serviceable player
that you may
or
have
less
forgotten.
than serviceable player history.
Yeah, we've never had an official title for this game. It's kind
whatever
of
it is, Astro player history player quiz. And so let's see if you're going to nail me again.
Yes. So your random serviceable Astro today is Chris Coast.
Chris Coast.
Yes.
I have no idea who Chris Coast is.
So Chris Coast was a catcher and a first baseman. He's actually a 2008 World Series champion with the Philadelphia Phillies. He had a 4-year career. He played from 06 to...
Spell his last name?
So it's spelled C-O-S-T-E, but it is pronounced Coast.
C-O-S-T-E.
Yes. He wore number 41 with the Astros in 2009. Played 43 games for him that season. And that was his last year in the MLB. And they picked him up off the waivers. He wore
Chris Coast.
He wore number 27 with the Phillies. He is a World Series champion. For his career, he batted .272. He had 23 home runs, 108 RBI, .416 slugging, and a 1.1 WAR.
Man, you are on a roll. Chris Coast.
Yeah, I mean, he only played really half of a season with the Astros when they picked him up off the waivers. And I mean, he wasn't bad. With Houston, he had a .204 batting average, struck out 28 times, 8 walks. Let's see, what did he have? 10 RBI. Serviceable. Fills a need.
Oh, man. I don't know if we picked up Chris Coast today, I don't know if we would consider him as serviceable.
Well, yeah.
How about the Yankees? You just talked about you needed a catcher. How about you trade for Chris Coast?
Well, I can't see his defensive stats. It's going to take me too long to find all that. Product of Fargo, North Dakota. Played his ball at Concordia College in Moorhead, Minnesota.
Wow.
I don't know if I mean, I would like to see the number. How many players from Fargo, North Dakota have A, made it to the MLB, and B, played for the Houston Astros?
What? Am I thinking this wrong? Is Roger Maris from there?
I can do a quick Google search before we get out of here. Come on, Internet. Let's see. He is from Hibbing, Minnesota.
Somewhere up there.
Yeah, so, Midwest town you never heard of.
Anyway, I'm impressed. I don't know where you're finding these guys, but I started out on a roll, but lately you've been on a roll. Let's just hope the Astros can avoid disaster, please. Y'all have a good weekend.
Community means supporting the businesses that make our hometown special. That's why we're proud to spotlight local companies that are certified South Louisiana.
Delta Home Center and Delta Trailer Sales, your one-stop shop for utility and cargo trailers. Heavy-duty dump and gooseneck trailers, portable buildings, cabins, decks, porches, fences, carports, and site-built metal shops. Located at Exit 7 in Carencro or at deltatrailersales.com.
When you support local businesses, you strengthen the communities we call home. Shop local, support local. Certified South Louisiana.
Whether it's a tempting text message or a quick glance at your GPS, taking your eyes off the road for just a moment can have serious consequences. This includes turning around or reaching down. Distractive driving includes eating or putting on makeup. Distractive driving is anything that diverts your attention from driving. I'm Lorraine Luquette Vinoy with Service Chevrolet Cadillac, encouraging you to drive smart, drive safe, and keep those eyes on the road, Acadiana. This message is powered by Service Chevrolet Cadillac and this radio station, where safety meets style on the road.
We are the soldiers of the Louisiana Army National Guard. We are your neighbors. We are your sons and daughters. While we serve part-time, we are learning valuable life and job skills. We are earning money for college, for trade and technical schools, and for certifications. We are proud to serve both our country and our home state. We are your Louisiana Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Army National Guard. Aired by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Ready to transform your backyard into the summer paradise you've always dreamed of? With Duplessis Builders custom gunite pool packages, we make it simple to own a stunning, long-lasting, in-ground pool built just for you. Choose from classic designs, all customizable to fit your space, style, and budget. Our pools come with quality finishes, energy-efficient equipment, beautiful lighting, and professional installation from excavation to decking, so you can dive in before the next heat wave hits. Don't just dream it, build it. Visit DuplessisBuilders.net.
Live from Upper Lafayette, this is ESPN 1037 KLWB Carencro Lafayette, KLCJ-FM Oak Grove Lake Charles 1041, a Delta Media station.
This game isn't fun. This game is a war.
It's time for the 2-minute drill.
Hurry it up, hurry it up, hurry it up!
Powered by B1 Bank. Visit b1bank.com to find a location near you.
Come on, let's go, you guys! Get in here, we gotta go fast now.
The Houston Astros return to play tonight at home for the Lone Star Series with the Texas Rangers. The Rangers currently lead the Astros in the AL West by 1 game heading into tonight's matchup. On the mound, it'll be Nathan Eovaldi for Texas taking on Hunter Brown for Houston. First pitch is at 7:15 tonight, and you can listen to it right here on ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles. Around the AL West tonight, the Milwaukee